Hello everybody, today we're going to be making Divergent Fist from JJK, also known as JJP. This is going to be the realistic version. You can check it out on the Gumroad, link in the description. And this is going to be the more cartoonish version. It works for Blender 5.1 and the older blenders, so let's get started. Okay, first things first, delete the cube. Just click X and then delete, or you just left click and then you could delete it. All right, now hold Shift A, and then get yourself an ISO sphere. Look behind that, click Tab to edit, to go to edit mode. Click 3 for faces, and you want to kind of get the 3 triangle faces over here. Make sure that proportional editing is turned on. The blue indicates that it's on. Now we're gonna go to top view by clicking 3, and we're gonna click G to move the geometry. The scroll wheel allows you to move how big you want the affected areas to be. So just follow how I do it and it should be fine. Alright, next we're going to right click to shade smooth the object, and then at the back I'm going to touch it up a little bit by clicking S to make it a little bit smaller and pointier at the back. After this, let's add our mods, also known as aka modifiers, aka the best thing ever created by Blender. So just go ahead and click this and then click add modifiers. Search for the subdivision surface modifier. Okay, once you do that, change this to 3. Okay, there's one more modifier we're going to be adding. It's called a displace modifier. Okay, so we're going to click new materials, and I'm going to name it Ripple, but you can name it whatever you want. Now we're heading on to the animation portion, which is very simple. Just take a look at that one. It has just a plane that's moving in the -90 direction, and it just creates this ripple effect. So all you want to do is change the coordinates to object. Once you do that, hold Shift A and get yourself an empty plane. Once you get yourself an empty plane, click on that dropper and click the empty plane that we just created. Once that's done, we're going to head over to texture properties and change images or movies to Renoir. Okay, we're going to go over to the size and we're going to make it 1.3, and after that's done, we're going to scroll down to the contrast and we're going to put 0.3. Okay, all we need to do now is just click on the empty that we just created, and we can move it around, and as you can see, it affects the geometry of the object. Now we head over to object properties and go to location in the X direction. We put #frame/2 or #frame/-2, depending on if you wanted to go infinitely to the negative direction or the positive direction. So one quick note, make sure that the frame starts from 0 to 70 or 0 to 50, around there should be fine. Okay, so the animation is looking real good. But before we head over to the texturing portion, if you're liking these kinds of videos and tutorials and actually want to go deeper than just one-off effects, I put together a full Blender course. It takes you from 0 experience all the way through character design, rigging, animation, and by the end of it, you're going to create your own film. Also, I run weekly live calls where I go through everyone's progress and grade their work. The link is in the description. Check it out. Before we start connecting some nodes, if you're using the older version of Blender, you should turn on ambient occlusion, bloom, screen space reflections. However, if you're using a newer version of Blender, all you need to do is just turn on ray tracing. Okay, head over to the shading viewport, then add a new material. I'll call it blue, you can call it whatever you want. Then delete the principal BSDF. For anyone using an older version of Blender, you're gonna have this blend mode called Alpha Clip. Just make sure to turn that on. And if you're using the newer version of Blender, don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a time skip and skip all the boring connecting the nodes and just go straight to the important details. Alright, if you're on a newer version of Blender, make sure you turn on light probe on volume, and then transparency shadow, and then ray trace transparency. Aside from that, that's literally it. Okay, so for this is very important. Get yourself Shift A, get yourself a mix color or mix RGB, and change this mix to soft light. So you're gonna get this soft light node. This soft light node result is connected to a color ramp, which is connected to an invert color, which is connected to a mix shader. Shift A to get that mix shader. And then the mix shader is connected to the materials output. These two are very important, your emissions and your transparent, translucent, transparent BSDF. The emissions is connected to the first shader, and the transparent is connected to the second shader. Okay, now moving on. This is a large effect. There's 3 effects. They're just duplicates of this. The large effect has just mapping Vernor texture. To get the Vernor texture, just Shift A, Vernor texture, right? And that's it. And you know how to get the color ramp, Shift A, color ramp. And then okay, so the vector is connected to the vector of the Vernor texture. The distance is connected to the factor of the color ramp. It's mostly white for this color ramp, and this color is connected to B. So just remember that color is connected to B. Let's move on to the main effect. I think this was supposed to call this was supposed to be called the small effect. By the way, to get the background, just Shift A and then get yourself a frame. This is how a frame looks like. Click N. You can call it whatever you want. I'll call it blah. Right? Simple. You just put your stuff inside it to make it attach. Okay. Okay, this is the main effect or small effect. I don't know. I don't know why I called it this. Okay, mapping is connected to Vernor. Same thing is connected to color ramp. The color ramp just has a little bit more white than the other one. And then this color is connected to the B of the soft light. All right. And then our last but not least, this effect is the same thing, just duplicated. And this is just like changed a little bit. And what do you call it? The color of the color ramp is connected to B of the mix shader, not the soft light, the mix shader. Okay, and then also the result of here is connected to A, and the result of here is connected to A. Just keep that in mind. And this is the thing that makes it look more alive, is our texture coordinate. Shift A, get yourself a texture coordinate. So texture coordinate. Texture coordinate generated is connected to vector. This is our mapping node. And then the vector of our mapping node is connected to the gradient texture. And then the color is connected to A. So let's see what's connected to A. So the gradient color is connected to A of the mix shader, which the result is connected to A of the soft light, and the result of that is connected to another soft light of A. Right, so that's pretty simple. And this is the last but not least, it's the absolute last thing, I promise. The texture coordinate node is connected to 3 things. So the vector over here, and the vector over here, and the vector over here. One thing to notice is that over here, I put X as -90. Remember, that's like, you have to remember that. It just changes how the effects looks at the beginning. Okay, so right now the animation looks a little bit too dry, and so to fix that, go to the main effect. Under mapping x-axis, put frame /-60. If this doesn't work, put hashtag in front of the frame and it should work. But for me, it just works by putting frame /-60. For the small effect, put frame /-30. Okay, and then for the large effect, put frame /-15. And then you're gonna get this cool effect, right? It's nice. You can mess around with it too. So if you don't want to put anything here, you cannot put anything here, and it should look the same for the main effect. So yeah. Okay, once you pick the right color that you want and the right emission strength, let's start layering it. So duplicate this, right, and then make it increase the size of it. And then right after, make sure you click this button, this 2 button right there, and then you're able to change the color of this. So let's make it look a little bit darker. Right, and then duplicate it again, make it larger, right, change the color again. Let's just say we want it to be black, right, and then you can elongate it, like if you want to make it like more dramatic, right, and also mess around with the settings over here to like change it for each. You can mess around with the settings, and that's about it. Okay, so the Bible verse of the day is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians chapter 4 verse 13.